Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our talk and sharing of knowledge. Today, I'm going to discuss with you concerning Tanzania and foreign aid. By the way, what is foreign aid exactly? According to World Bank, they define that foreign aid is directly related to what's known ODA, Official Development Assistance to Poor Countries or poor economies. So when we look at our country, we're going to look at it in three perspectives. First of all, where is Tanzania, by the way? Second, where did Tanzania related to foreign aid and when did it start? And what are the challenges are we getting it after 50 years of independence? Regardless of that, we are still depending on foreign aid. My name is Eddah Duncan. Please travel with me through this journey in order to understand the overview of foreign aid in Tanzania. Tanzania is a democratic country that's located in East Africa with square kilometer 943. It's known to be the largest country among the 5 East African countries. Politically, it's the peaceful and wonderful country. Socially, we are 53.7 million people with life expectancy of 64. Apart from that, when you look geographically, Tanzania is blessed, surrounded by water bodies. Not only that, but also we are rich in minerals, which diversify economic activities. 75% of Tanzanians are depending on agriculture, and other remaining percentage it's on mining, industry, construction, etc. That is the general overview about Tanzania. Now, let's shift to our main paradigm of this day, that Tanzania, after 50 years of independence, still has a relationship with foreign aid. Tanzania got independence in 1961. Tanzania got independence while the country was in a very bad economic conditions. According to the World Bank, by that time, Tanzania has only GNP of $100, and it was widely known as the second poorest country in the world. But after independence, J.K. Nyerere and his team, they came with a development strategy that not only attracted multilateral donors, but also bilateral countries to come and join efforts with him to develop the country. In 7 years after independence, Tanzania shifted from just a normal economy to socialism. While adopting this kind of policy, they were really into equity and sustainability of the people. Therefore, a lot of donors got attracted with these kind of policies. They pour a lot of money. According to the Edwards work, it shows that Tanzania by this time they were receiving annually 107 million US$ from different kind of donor. And as well, Tanzania received this money from 50 different bilateral countries. However, few years later, in 1970s, Tanzania lost trust from his donor because what they promised through different policies and strategy didn't work out. It didn't turn out successful. Was it corruption or was it a lack of capacity to implement what they promised? That is still unknown. However, they were forced to change the policy from socialism to look on another way, alternative for development by that time, which was market economy. However, the president was so reluctant to change the policy. What happened? He resigned. And resignation of the first Tanzanian president was the breakthrough for Tanzania to accept the policy recommendation by World Bank and IMF, which was known as structural adjustment policy. So what was this structural adjustment policy? Structural adjustment policy, they are shortly known as Washington Consensus. It comprises of market or laissez-faire economic policy. Therefore, Tanzania in 1980s to 1990s, it was transition country from socialism to market economy. And after Tanzania accepted such adjustment policy, to some extent it gained confidence from the donor countries. So they started again to pour money. According to UNDP report, it shows that in 1992, Tanzania were capable to receive $742 million as the ODA to support reforms of these policies. So from 1990s to 2000, a lot has been done through foreign aid, etc. However, the one important thing, the government realized that by long dependence on foreign aid alone, it won't develop the country. And the country itself, in its development, is going to lack ownership and participation of the country. So the main drive of this economy of Tanzania and whatever development that the country has, it's supposed to be the country itself. So government come up with a policy of gradual process of removing foreign aid dependence. As currently I'm speaking to you, Tanzanian, according to last year, 2016, Tanzanian budget, only 12% now amount of money per GDP of the country is depending on donor. This is the great progress from 1961, where Tanzania was depending more than 100% of the foreign aid. Currently, it's only 12%. As a Tanzanian citizen, what did I learn from all of this? And Tanzania, as the country, it has its own challenge. Dependence on foreign aid has created dependence syndrome of the country. UNDP report of 2012, which shows that one among the unintended outcome of giving foreign aid to Tanzania, it's forgiveness or removing of the development tax in local areas. Why? Because the government believes that they're going to receive foreign aid in order to implement development activities. So removing domestic resources or domestic accumulation of resources, to some extent it's a responsibility, because we believe that for any countries to grow, it needs to develop its own domestic resources to accumulate them for sustainable development. And another issue that came because of this is that sometimes foreign aids are coming with a condition that does not rely with the national development plans. And this creates contradictions. Why? Because as the country, they have their own priority of development, but donor coming with his or her own priority. This creates collision between these two parts. Not only on the bad side alone, foreign aid, it creates a big of impact to Tanzanians or Tanzanian as a country. For example, when we got independence in 1961, the life expectancy was only 43 years. But currently, it has risen to 64 years. The infant mortality rate was 143 deaths per thousand. However, now it's only 35. These are the good initiatives, and these are the repercussions of foreign aid to developing countries. So what am I saying with all these explanations? After 50 years of independence, Tanzania has been depending on foreign aid, but gradually they started back down, which is the huge step in Tanzania as a developing country. So I agreed with Stephen's advice that aid itself does not cultivate corruption, but the domestic political environment of any country, developing country, might have corruption ingredients. So the aid, when it's come, it does not create a new environment. It's switching on within the system, or neither bureaucracy. However, he also argued that the type of the aid, it can contribute to growth or not. For example, humanitarian aid, it's there for consumption, not to bring economic development. Investment in health and education, it might have impact on economic growth, but in direct way. But investing in industry sector, agriculture, etc., it has direct impact on economic growth. Therefore, Tanzania didn't give it up, that it won't be free from foreign aid. We believe that one day we can. Thank you for listening. I invite any questions. Thank you.